My name is TJ. This is my first effort at a Flosstube. It's probably not going to go well, but you never know. It might go okay. I am a cross-stitch stitcher. I've been stitching since the late 1980s, early 1990s. And I used to stitch a lot. I used to stitch almost every day. However, the last 5 years I have not. I have stitched sporadically, mostly on holidays when I've gone away, occasionally during the summer for whatever reason. And I can't honestly say what the reason has been. And I've been finding that I've been missing it lately, but I still lack that incentive to do it regularly. All you can see is ceiling. So I am trying to give myself a reason maybe to keep track, maybe to stitch more regularly. Yeah, probably a real camera would be beneficial. So these are what I have got for works in progress, and I have 2 of them. I thought I only had 1, but it turns out I've got 2. So the 2 that I have are basically these. So the one that I've been working on the most is a design called Dimple's Design by Terrence Nolan. Here is the pattern. It was copyrighted in 1997, so it is an old design. I've had it for a while. I think I bought the pattern in about 2004. I started it in 2015, and I've almost finished it. I think it's a gorgeous design. I think it is very cute, very sweet. I have gotten, like I said, quite far in it for all my intermittent stitching, but it should not have taken me 6 years to get this far. I have got most of the bird done. The body of the bird is done. I have the hat left to do, and I have 1 wing left to do. And none of it is really difficult. It is a lot of confetti stitching, a lot of metallics, which don't show up really well on camera, and a little bit of white whisper in the hat and in some of the whites. A little bit of back stitching, but not too much. And it is turning out quite well. But I have, like I said, kind of stalled. It's taken me 6 years to get this far. And I have not touched it since probably August, which tells you a whole lot right there. But I quite like it. The one I had forgotten about, oh, and if you want to see a messy back, I am not a tidy stitcher. There is my messy back. What can I say? It will be trimmed up a bit before I do anything with it. The one that I forgot about is a sampler by a lady called Jeanette Douglas. I don't know if she still is designing or not. She is a local designer. This is the Pacific Rim sampler, and it was copyrighted in 1999. I don't know when I bought it. I have no clue. I didn't make a note of it. Probably sometime around then, I would think. I started stitching it in 2015. I totally forgot that I had it in my works in progress. I don't know if I got to a point where I got frustrated and stopped it. I don't know if I got to a point where I just got to a point where I wanted to work on something else. Because normally my routine is I have 2 works in projects. I'll do work on one, usually get to a point, either a third or half. But at some point where I'm starting to get a bit bored, I will switch off to another project, do that to about the same point, like I said, a third or a half, and go back to the original one, finish that, and then go back to the second one and finish that, then start new ones. This one, I don't know why I stopped it. I recall when I was stitching it that I was getting frustrated with the chart. I think some of the charting, it's a nice clear chart, but I think that some of the ways that she's got some of the stuff with the design is very frustrating to chart or to stitch, but I can't honestly remember. So if I go back to it, we'll have to see. But I got not that far. I got a few lines. So this is why I'm not sure why I stopped, because normally, at the very least, I would have finished this last row. I wouldn't have just stopped it where it is, because there's at least 2 sea anemones yet to go. And then there's some beading between the some little stitches or beads or something between the sea anemones that I didn't do. Couple things with it. The color is not The background color is not the best for this one. I think I picked something that was a bit too dark. But because of the ribbon and stuff, I can't really rip it out and start over. But I think it'll be okay. Otherwise, like I said, I'm not 100% sure why I stopped it. It's not a horrible thing. I like the way it looks now, but honestly, I can't remember if it was a flaw in the design. I can't remember if it was a flaw in me. Could have been me.